Here.
Bush. Here. Dixon. Elliott.
Here.
Gillen.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Raleigh.
Here.
There's a quorum, I call meeting to order. And Miss Elliott, would you open with invocation,
I
please?
will, thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you to praise your name. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your daily taking care of us. Dear Lord, we pray for all of our representatives, our president, all of our elected officials, dear Lord, that they will gear towards you, that everything they do will just be to glorify you and the citizens. Please be with us as we go through this meeting. Help us make the right decisions. These things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll get started with the meeting. Excuse me 1 minute. We have David Dixon on the phone.
David. Hold on just a minute. Hold on, see if this phone works. Are you there?
It's a dedicated council
David.
to teach kids.
David.
Speakerphone don't work, huh?
Hey, David.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's back
He said he was
down.
here.
Are you there? Okay.
Ask him if he can hear us.
Can you hear us? He said yes.
We just can't hear me.
That's right. We can't hear you too good.
Oh, that's David Dixon, the other council member, but this is being an emergency type meeting. It also meets all the requirements of a special call meeting, since you're all notified in plenty of time, the news media was notified and all. But there's a requirement that anytime you have an emergency type meeting or anything, that the statement must be made at the beginning as to why. So I've written it out, so there'll be no problem, we'll get it in a minute. This emergency meeting is being called due to the serious effects and complications that could be brought about by our inability to collect and dispose of solid waste. At present, the city garbage packer has been declared unsafe to be driven. Our maintenance personnel have inspected the vehicle and have determined that immediate action must be taken to obtain another vehicle. The length of time required to repair our current vehicle would make it necessary that we rent another truck or allow another outside company to conduct our solid waste service to our customers. We cannot openly pile solid waste, and we do not have adequate containers to store the quantity of waste that is collected. Our inability to transfer the waste immediately to the transfer site creates a serious health hazard and would be in violation of EPA regulations. We must take immediate steps to ensure that we do not allow our garbage to pile up. We must decide now what we are going to do and how we are going to do it. I have invited representatives from Waste Connection who have agreed to assist us if you so choose. So that's the required part of the agenda as said. Now we can get right down to the business of what are we going to do. If you have any questions about the truck, we have Stanley Davis and Frank Ross here that can explain everything about the truck.
I have one question. I was going to go look at the Packer today just to kind of glance at it and ask some questions, and it wasn't on the lot. So then I found out that it was on the highway going to Harlan. Well, I get this on this agenda that's telling me how serious it is, too dangerous to be out on the highway, but yet we have employees in a dangerous situation on the highway. We have people driving on the highway that are behind or in front of this vehicle. So to me, this vehicle must not be in that bad shape.
No, let me, Stanley or Frank can both tell you why we did that, okay?
We had, yesterday, before I was told to get off the road, we was picking up Springfield. We had garbage on the truck then. And we had to get it off the truck. I followed the driver down there, we've done about 40 miles an hour to Harlan. And we pulled off in Putney, and he got out of the truck, and I said, what's the matter? And he said, the steering. He said, I don't know, you know. So we got to looking at it, and we got a U-joint on the steering that's going bad. And I said, you want me to get a record and take it, or what? He said, I'll go slow enough to get down there to dump it. He said, what it's doing is it's pulling to the left, and he was afraid that he said, I barely have to move it. But it's loose, real loose, the steering's real loose.
But that's just one of the many problems we got
But
with the
my
truck.
point
The
is,
reason-
why
but
was
let
it
me-
on the
Let me
highway?
answer the question a little bit more specific to what you asked, okay? We had the garbage on the truck. We cannot leave the garbage sitting overnight. The people from Trent, we had to get the garbage off of that truck, and there's only one way to do it, and we did. And I took it upon myself to risk that. But we had him followed down there to make sure that he was in a safe area, and hoping that the springs wouldn't break loose on the truck. But if it had done that, we'd had a follower there that could have taken care of any incident that would have happened.
A wreck.
A wreck.
Could have took care of a wreck and
Well,
run over and kill somebody if
but-
your brakes fail. Yeah.
Frank, I believe you could explain that a little bit better too. You examined the truck thoroughly.
Well,
You know-
first of all, I want to know what his qualifications is when we have to take a truck all the way down to Millsboro to have it repaired. What are his
Frank, who is Frank
qualifications?
now?
Frank
This is
Ross,
Frank.
we just hired him.
Okay,
he-
Frank, and you are what now?
I'm
He
putting
works
it right
in
now
maintenance.
as his warehouse manager. But I am also assisting Stan in any maintenance issues because of my background in doing so. I'm trying to help them evaluate this vehicle because of its safeness. I have tried to contact or got some paperwork from DOT pointing out the safety factors of this truck and what violation it would be. I've got reports from the driver of this truck stating all known problems with this truck. And as soon as we took it off the road yesterday, we're trying to deal with them issues immediately. We've worked on the hydraulics, which is, once again, an EPA violation. We got that fixed where we feel we could travel with that truck without being in violation of EPA violation. But there's many others out there, and we actually wanted this vehicle to be inspected by DOT, but they cannot come on our property and do this. They would have to pull that vehicle over. And when they do, the penalties and fines to the city would be astronomical.
Why can't we do like we have been doing and get Everett's to come up here until we get a Packer? Buy a new
I don't
Packer.
have the prices, cost for that, but it's,
Last time the diesel was about $280.
yeah.
Well, I have a question. First of all, Frank, I don't think we have a position available for yours.
That would be
It's an
nice.
illegal position. You-
No, he's hard regular maintenance. We have 10 positions in the maintenance shop, and he's one of them, okay? And we
Maintenance
only
is
have 6.
okay, but the other
Yeah,
one, he
the-
catches
his-
on, there's
it-
not
there's
much.
just, maintenance is fine, but the other one is, yeah, it's illegal.
I'm just trying to take care of the inventory to control it internally.
Somebody has to do that.
Okay, and I have a question. Pass this to the mayor. This is a one-year study from 2011 to 2012 of y'all's financial reports. Why this Packer hasn't been fixed? I'm not seeing anything on your financial reports that shows of worldwide fixing anything on this Harley, this Packer.
Total
Stanley,
maintenance.
can you tell me how often you have that Packer repaired?
We had it down there for what, 3-4 days?
Yeah,
That was when?
last month.
Last month? Okay.
We
What
don't-
about in 2011 from June or July 2011 to June of this year? How many times did you have that Packer in? Wait, worldwide.
I don't have it received.
I have the receipt. I have it right here. I've got $870.61 is what we have on report. That's all. I did more work on my car than this. You know, if something's broke, I say fix it, but don't throw our system down the road because of not doing the job.
Neglect. Because, Sandy,
We've been-
when you put in an order for repair or something, do you always get what you need or get it fixed on this Packer?
I've been on it, David.
Well, do you have anything
Does it
that's
need to be-
outstanding right now that didn't come up all of a sudden?
No.
These things has been, we was told about these things last month. They should be fixed on a daily basis. they should be, I mean, this has been going on, and I think it's just I think it's a deliberate thing to get rid of our garbage. So I just,
Some of our maintenance reports have shown we've spent $5,000 to $6,000, but it only shows $870 here. I mean, what's the truth?
where's the $6,000 that was told us last month that was spent?
That was, Stanley, I don't know why they're not itemized on their account, but we just paid about $2,000 for that.
2,000 some down there. So.
That was in
Oh,
August. I think that was, but this is a physical year of a whole year of a garbage
Whole
truck
year,
running.
$870.
This thing's on the road every day, and this is all I'm finding.
Tires should cost you more than that.
The fuel's $10,478 for the year.
We're coming out $57,539.57 is what the report shows.
That's
Plus-
not it. Are you looking at the financial reports that list the actual payment? You know, like it says worldwide or
I did.
H&T, it's H&K, right?
H&T Tire.
H&T Tire.
And,
I did see H&T Tire. It was occasionally you would have like $200 some dollars. Nothing that would say that we've not took care of that truck.
Like
no,
these U-joints.
I agree. That's why Mr. Ross is sitting there today as a warehouse specialist. What did you all fix today? Well, this is different.
I still want to
Well,
know his
Stanley already said he's been
qualifications.
turning in stuff he needs to be fixed. so-
Stanley, is anything you turned in not been fixed?
Well, that spring.
Well, the spring, I mean, that's why we've got it sitting parked up.
I
right
still
now.
want to know this man's qualifications. I'm sorry, Mayor, we're talking about a packer that we've been having to take to Millsboro. So why all of a sudden we got somebody that's qualified? I
No,
want to
no,
see
wait a
his
minute.
qualifications.
He's just saying that the Packer's not safe to drive on the highway, and he's
That's
got
what
to.
Stanley said.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
mean,
that's what Frank said.
Stanley said that too. Stanley's.
Both of them said that.
Well,
yeah.
what I'm saying is what gives him the qualifications to tell us what's wrong with it. I mean, are you a certified
You don't have to be
mechanic?
qualified to find out the law, man. You can get a hold of the DOD department and find out the regulations on this truck. And any CDL driver has them regulations before they get their license. The drivers of them trucks right now can refuse to drive them trucks.
Do you have a
because of the
CDL
conditions.
license?
No, I do not have a CDL license. You do not have to have a CDL license to get a hold of this information.
Well,
You can get
I
through
know
the
that.
vehicle enforcement.
You have to have
Department of
CDL to drive the
Transportation.
vehicle if it's a 20
Correct.
yard. I know that, not 11 yard. I know
And
that
the
too.
book I've got on it that shows the safety violation of the spring is the book that each CDL driver receives before they get their license.
What you should do, Mayor, is, since you've got a list of the problems, go ahead and park the truck, get the parts ordered, get you a couple of the commercial dumpsters up here until you get it repaired, and like we have in the past, I don't see the,
Should have already been fixed. We shouldn't even be here today. This should have been done.
I mean,
Uh,
we was just here last night, or not
No,
before
poor
last.
less.
Well, okay, let me tell you this, that truck is not, it's not operable on the state highways. It's not fit to be driven, okay?
Well,
It's too
that was
dangerous.
my point. It was
Now,
on the highway today.
Well, I took a risk, okay?
But
We had
it was
to get the
dangerous
garbage.
risk
We
with
had a
employees.
choice. Driving it on the highway is not the same as driving it around these hills here in the city limits on these roads that we've got with potholes and narrow roads and things up and down the hills. But now, we took a risk. We discussed this at the maintenance plant. But we had to get that garbage out of the dumpster so that it don't pile up. So we had to be, and I took a risk. But right now, I wouldn't put that truck on the road unless there's a reason to do it, okay? And it has to be, the reason to put it out there would have to be more powerful than the reason not to.
So what
Now,
did you
we
say?
did follow safety precautions. Stanley followed the truck down there, and he was supposed to drive at a slower speed to get down there and back. And luckily, it worked. He got the truck dumped, our dumpsters are empty. Now we could go for 2 days without, to work on that truck. But we can't fix that truck in 2 days. We can't fix that truck in a week. We're gonna have to have time to either fix the truck or get a truck. But now what's the most economical way of doing this?
In this budget we have here, the money that we have, it's the profit of this garbage business, is we have the money to buy a truck. Well, what I'm seeing, we have the money to make a payment and have this one as a side backup, but
Plus, we have the LGA funds.
Yes.
It's
we
roughly
got-
$57,000 left over at the end of the year.
Well, there should be 18,000 left over at the end of the year. That's not.
Well, you'll see there's actually, you got your supervisor here, and you got 3 workers underneath him, and his supervisor, I know his is around about with his wages for not only doing that, but the other things in the city. But,
Listen, there's different ways we can handle this, but why don't we do it, fix it once and for all? Like, why should we contend with all these continuous problems over and over again? Well, now, we could fix this truck here today. 6 months today, we'll be fixing the same thing over again on this truck we got.
We need to buy a new one.
We need to buy a new truck.
That's right.
How long you think it'll take us to make arrangements to buy a new truck?
If you
3
buy,
months.
if
I'd
you
say
buy,
it'd take 3
no,
months.
if you buy a truck that is on their lot, you can get it tomorrow.
If it's
You
already
talking
set
about
up.
a used truck
No, I'm talking about a brand new 20 yard.
to the state contract?
That's right, state contract.
It'd take a month to get a state contract. to
Well,
get approved.
all right, we'll just have to make other arrangements for a month. But now, with the income we've got coming from this, we'd be foolish to turn it over to somebody else.
I don't know, I just, with my experience with the figures, and I know we don't, I don't understand why we haven't spent, that the amount of money we spent at, worldwide is not even reflected in our financial statements.
That's what it's not.
We just spent $2,600.
Well, see, we don't do
See,
those
that's in August.
financial-
This is
Yeah.
the year of 2000.
Yeah.
This ended in July, this report did.
a
Probably
whole
you did
year.
spend
The truck's a year
27.
older now, right?
It ended
No, June
July
2000.
the 11th to June 2012.
Yeah.
A year.
July 2011
Did you
to
give him a
June
copy?
2012.
We've had almost $1,000 worth of tires put on during that period of time. But it's not on there? 822?
Well, the U-joint and steering didn't happen from last meeting to this meeting. That should have been fixed.
Well, they checked
Months
the truck.
ago.
They checked the truck and they found that the steering itself is causing the truck to be taken off the road.
These are all fixable
Yeah.
problems.
Parking
I wouldn't
truck
even
got
drive
fixed.
it. Yeah, I just said I wasn't even gonna drive it.
Yeah, I mean, Stanley,
But
I
we
would,
had to
I
get
would
that
not
off
allow
the-
my people to
Yeah.
drive this vehicle down there.
Yeah, I
It
understand that,
was putting your,
Broken
putting you at
spring.
risk.
That's
Yeah,
been
that's
going
true.
on a while
That's my
according to
point.
Stanley, and
Fix it
that should have
bad.
been fixed.
But, and
We
you're-
had to get the
you're
garbage off there though too.
Doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
inspection is
Going
good.
long enough
I mean,
They need to
have
get
to
your
get garbage
title
off
straight
there.
by the end.
Somebody-
Title straight.
Repair it.
Oh, I know, but it had I can understand them
Yeah.
having to get the garbage off
It's
because of
needed
the
to be that way.
EPA.
It scares me.
There's a no-win situation there. We had to get it on because of the EPA.
You know?
That's why we were talking about, you can repair it and have it for a backup. if you
Right,
need it.
right.
If the truck would be worth anything, now, I don't think it would be worth anything for a trade-in.
No.
No, they won't take a trade-in over 10
It's
years
best
either.
to keep it as a
I
backup
checked
truck.
on that too.
See, there you
Yep.
go. As a backup
You know.
truck, it wouldn't be, that wouldn't be efficiency-wise because of the insurance and things that you have to carry on it, plus the maintenance. Because you can't have the truck sitting there like in the condition it is now, whether it's backed up or not. It couldn't be driven unless
We're
we
talking
did
about repairing it, keeping it.
Repairing it and sitting in there
But aren't we
and
covered
then
under a
doing
blanket
regular
plan on our
maintenance.
insurance?
Yeah.
So that whether it's sitting there or not, it's not.
Yeah, it's a
gonna matter.
blanket
You got a
insurance.
blanket plan, but each truck costs so much money. The garbage packer is one of the highest risk factors on that plan.
But still,
Well,
a blanket
it would
plan,
also
that's
go
one big
down if
drive.
you have
Yeah, if you
another
take the
garbage
truck off,
packer,
you
a
take
brand
off that
new one.
over $2,000 insurance cost. Every
Well-
vehicle that's not on there has got a specific amount of insurance that you pay for. It depends on.
Mayor,
how
if
cheap.
you have a brand new packer, the insurance is gonna go down. Because it's not gonna be as high a risk as a
I don't know.
10-year-old.
What is the insurance for the Packer right now?
I can get you.
But wait a minute, that's not, if they want to know what it is, then we'll go get it, but I don't want to delay the meeting just a minute. But each vehicle has got a specific amount of insurance. But it's all covered on our insurance policy. Just like you, if you have 3 vehicles, each one of them will cost you a different amount of money.
The one thing I'd like to see in all this budget stuff, in financial reports, I'd like to see the waste garbage showing the actual reports and not taking any money out of the garbage fund to fund something else, something down the road. That's what's being done wrong here. your water should be separate, sewer should be
I
separate.
think
Keep
we're
these
working on
departments
that. I
separate.
think we're trying to do that as close and as possible, as close as possible. We're keeping what comes in from the water goes back to the water. What comes in from the sewage goes back to sewage. But you know how that is. We got computer systems set up to do it that way, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, the garbage shows profit, so what I'm saying is we had this discussion at the last meeting, now we're having it again. It sounds like you're wanting to force us to try to take this service
No,
from somebody else because
let me
you've
tell
had
you
them
what
show
the
up every time.
Let me tell you what the options are, okay? And I think Mr. Town told me one that I wasn't aware of before. Did you tell us that you could take, say, okay, tell us what our options are, the three options are, but buy the truck is one, okay? Then go with a 1 year and 3 month
Yeah,
deal.
or you can bid it out.
Or bid it out. Or did you not add a new option there about you could provide us service for, till we get our truck fixed or bought a new truck in?
Well, if we did that, it would be at an additional cost than what the current contract is. I mean, because you're talking about for us to go out and try to get somebody hired and get in here and do that, or
No, okay, what if we worked it this way? What kind, if we would pick up the garbage, you just pick up the commercial dumpsters, and then we would go residential with our pickups like we do now, and haul all of the houses' garbage to our maintenance yard and put it in a dumpster there. And then when you come to get the commercial dumpster, can you pick up the dumpsters there?
well, what we would suggest if you want to go that route is that we would put a 30-yard roll-off box down there, and
Like before, okay.
you fill it up, and then whenever you get it full, we come and pick it up. Because that way we're not running up here because you filled up an 8-yard container.
Right,
Yeah, we could come up with a price to service,
See, that's practically what we
commercial,
were
I
doing
mean.
with Everett's.
yeah,
Well, you had roll-off dumpsters sitting up there,
Well, that's what I'm talking, that's what we
Yeah.
did with Everett's too.
but
So-
Everest didn't pick up that giant roll-off dumpster.
No, but see, this, that's why it would be.
Well, if
more-
we're,
Well,
please understand one thing, Waste Connections,
we already made our decision.
we're
on
just
how we're gonna-
providing a service. This offer is basically to join in with the county, that's who you'll be dealing with, not us. But the county has agreed, to try to help out in this situation. I told you the first meeting here that you had the option to bid it out. All we can do is come in and offer you this option if you did an interlocal agreement.
And we didn't know
Yeah.
there was anybody even interested.
Well, again, I will tell you the same thing. If you're gonna go out and do this type thing, you wanna check, I mean, you need to look at their equipment, everybody's equipment, insurance.
And that's what we suggested during that meeting a couple of days ago.
We're coming up here, we're not pushing this, we don't,
I know.
we would like to do business with you. We're one of the best companies out there. And I think any place you wanna call and ask about our service.
What we're trying to decide is what's
I just don't wanna lose.
best for the city, and I don't doubt your
Don't wanna lose what we
qualifications,
got.
one bit.
The one thing is that we're the full service company. We can put you to roll off out here. The other guy can't do that.
You own landfill.
Did you do the roll-offs when the packer was down here a few years?
Yeah.
So that's what you should have already
I mean,
started doing till you got this one took care of.
but trying to pick this stuff up and especially if you're trying to get it out of a commercial dumpster where there's a lot more
See,
food
that-
waste and stuff
that's
like
what-
that, and you're breaking
that's a
bags.
problem right there.
Those roll-off boxes aren't watertight secure.
No
Yeah.
nursing
So, I mean, you throw in residential garbage in there that's bagged and less chance of it
Leaking out.
breaking is fine till we can get in here. But if you're trying to throw food waste out of a restaurant in there and it breaks open, you're asking for more problems. That's, the idea of somebody coming in and dumping the dumpsters for you, makes a lot of sense. And like I said, we're here to offer to help. I mean, we're not, we love to be doing business, but, at the end of the day, if we're
I
not.
get it, you're not pushing.
Yeah,
I do have a question. So you're saying that you could help the city because we're having to take the truck off the road, but that you could help us pick up the garbage as you just described.
Yeah, we can come in and help you out on the or commercial. It's gonna be for anybody. come in here and
Here's some
tomorrow,
copies of these.
depending on what the commercial customers need, yeah, we might have to rearrange things to help out, to get them taken care of. Where we have the ability to do that with our existing fleet, you know, we can draw people. Anybody else in the area, I don't know if they got enough trucks to be able to do that.
Yeah. Because I know that we can't leave, the EPA has really strict guidelines as far as where we keep our garbage, how it's picked up and all that stuff, and that's my concern. I don't want to endanger.
I'm almost willing to bet you that you have regulations on the books in the city that you're gonna provide at least once a week collection.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're not doing that, you're violating your own ordinances.
Well, see, my concern is the EPA and
Right.
the health and welfare of,
I tell you, I mean, if one business out here can't get service, and they make a call, yeah, you're gonna have them here, and,
So what are we looking at, buying a new packer and getting Everett's, is that, since
No,
he's.
I was-
Everett's are putting some drop,
Stanley's trying to.
Stanley's
I got
got,
two dumpsters that Everett can't pick up, that's the college,
That's a small truck, see.
Hard.
oh, okay.
we may have to call the county about those and see if they can help us with it.
They got a compact at the college. When I-
well,
last
That's-
year-
The county is sitting right here now.
Yeah, I know, but we've also got the other young man that talked about picking up garbage.
Okay, now,
We'll have to check
He,
into
he
that.
wasn't ignored when I called this meeting. I mean, we did some information on anybody who might be interested in this, okay?
Yeah, we do, we
He
have,
he knows about the meeting.
I
I mean, and I do know that, but,
So we did some research. I mean, you know, anybody that we would deal with is here now, if you want to deal with. But the thing too is, anyone else would be taking the garbage to these people here anyway. They own the landfill.
So you're insistent you want them?
No, I don't insist on it. I'm telling, you tell me what you want and that's what I'll do.
I see no problem with having them pick up our garbage till we get a truck.
Yeah,
I
until,
mean,
until we get one.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
I definitely do not want to give up these services. knowing
I'm
that-
not, right now, I am concerned about the current fact that we don't have a garbage truck and our garbage can't get picked up.
This
We didn't have one
And
2
if
weeks
it
ago.
comes
And-
down
Haul
to it,
this truck today, we'd still need somebody to haul those.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Get somebody to haul it till you get them in.
I mean-
That's what I'm
and
saying.
if we have
I think that's
to,
what I'm-
later on, if we
Now-
have to raise our rate $1, we'll have to do it. But I have poll people, and they do not want to lose this service.
Well, let's
If there
get
is
one
money
thing.
available, and there is.
Well, if we can could you help us with that, picking up the commercial dumpsters and with the rollback?
Yeah. What if you even, you're, from a cost standpoint, I don't know, how much money do you think you make a year or a month on your pick up your trash? Would it be beneficial for you to buy a smaller truck, which would put you, if you're gonna replace your truck, and maybe just do the residential and let us deal with your commercial accounts as well? There's a lot of things you could do.
Well, now that's something we could look at.
Yeah, that's
later.
something,
I mean, a small
that's what I'm talking about. Let them
11
do it
or 13-yard truck.
Until we can
There's
make
some
our
good
own.
possibilities there.
Yeah, we
But
had-
you know what, we
had
did
to
check
figure out
on that.
How much we make on that.
We checked on
every-
a smaller truck, they're gonna have to make
Yeah.
more trips to the dumpster, which
Well,
is
not-
gonna
but
cost,
Not necessarily if you want to do the commercial.
If you didn't do the commercial.
And let them do the commercial, we kept our residential, is what he was
Stanley,
talking
how
about. I
much-
believe that's the way I understand
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
I like
that's,
that
if
idea.
you look at it
Dumpsters
that
do we
way,
fill up
that might be a reasonable
For
thing.
residential.
The benefit of
a
the
week.
smaller truck, though, is that you guys don't have to have a CDL driver with some of those.
Well, that's true, but there's only something like $5,000 difference in a 20-yard and a 11-yard,
No,
wasn't there?
there's,
25,000, no, $5,000 difference, because I checked on prices on them,
It's gotta
Man, I wish I could buy trucks your way then.
so.
be between,
For us.
Matter of fact, we have a price right here for, how much, 131?
20 yard.
this is a
20
20-yard for
131.
131.
but an 11 or 12 yard that's under the CDL limit is,
11-yard is
Is it a gas truck?
It's 119,000, so we're just looking at,
Well, if it's
you
under
would-
11 more
11
than-
yards.
11 yards, 119,000.
19,000 for 11 yards.
It could be gas, diesel,
Whatever.
air
I
brakes,
say
or
we're going to go
hydraulic
with the
brakes
20
make no
yard.
difference. Well,
We're gonna
it's
make
under
$20
26,000 pounds.
Commercial pickup.
Well, it's 3 times a week,
Is those,
and it's,
Well,
you know,
Stanley,
someone's
how much
$500 a week.
residential garbage do we put in that dumpsters a week?
Shoot.
Well, we filled them up yesterday from
That's 3, right?
3, and we dumped them this morning. And I've got probably, time they get done, today's run, we'll have about 2 or 3.
3, and that'd be for the rest
Well,
of the week?
what we do is we take the garbage up there, I take the backhoe, so we can get it all, and I pack it in the dumpster enough to where we can get the whole run in on one day, so we won't get behind.
Well,
So what we gotta do is make, whichever way you wanna do it, we need to make sure that we have our yard empty at least twice a week. We gotta get all the dumpsters emptied and all the commercial business dumpsters emptied, at
Well-
least twice a week.
talking about the commercial, about maybe leasing that out, I got to thinking, I think we're making as much as $500 a month on some of our commercials. I mean, a week, a week.
I say
That's a
we,
good income.
I say we go with the 20 yard. We got a price quote here.
Okay, let's
from
say we do that, okay, let's say, okay, we're gonna do that, all right. Now what are we gonna do in the meantime?
Our immediate problem right now.
You're gonna put out drop dumpsters like you have, and if you,
Well, I mean,
Well, what have we done in the past when it's down?
well, we got Everett's, we borrowed Everett's truck at $80 a day, or, I mean, we have to pay, you know, it's
Sure.
no doubt about
Yeah.
that.
nobody's gonna do it for free,
But-
not even these guys.
Well, no, but here,
Have to
they're
charge.
sitting here, they could do it, and
Or-
I think they've agreed
But they
to.
can't say they'll do it for $80 a day when
No,
you
they
expect
could give
that.
us a price, I'm
you're
sure.
getting a truck for $80 a day?
No, this is what he charged us the last time. That's what
They come out, well, only thing I seen on the financial statements was $280-some in fuel, I believe.
If you could get them below
Well,
your
it found
truck
it then
for
$80.
$80 a day,
Well, we
and
bought the
there's
fuel.
only a couple of, and you need if you see it, still need a roll-off box for us to put, with those we can provide, we've done it for you in the past. But I guess there's a couple of dumpsters it sounds like you can't dump with their truck.
Is those dumpsters white?
Have
Are
us
they
dump
first
those couple of
class or?
dumpsters.
I got one compactor at the college. Okay. They got a hydraulic compactor in the back there.
Okay.
They got hooked lines and pick the dumpster up. The truck at Evans has got is too little.
To pick,
Pick
I
it
mean,
up.
we can help you out with that. I mean,
And then I got one at Hardee's that's a huge one.
so
They
it's
had a regular 6
probably
yard.
10, probably a 10 or 12 yard
Yeah.
dumpster. Okay, yeah, we understand
Their
that.
chain will not reach back there.
How often are those two dumped?
College is twice a week and Hardee's is 4 times a week.
Well, what you need to do is get these guys to pick up those dumpsters and put out the drop dumpsters if you need them, and let them pick up the commercial stuff until we get the truck in. I mean, it might be a month.
Well,
it might be
that's
2
what.
months.
That's what I think is the best solution.
What
it
you've been
is.
doing.
Well, we hold on to our
Everett's
services.
come up about once or twice a week.
What'd you say, Stan?
Everett's cannot come up here till about
That's
once
it,
or
yeah.
twice a week.
For the truck and the diesel.
How many times could you all come up? If
You're talking about for commercial dumpsters?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
what Stanley was talking
Well,
about, yeah.
commercial dumpsters, we do so many days
We
a
just
week.
paid the average $213.
That's the
Uh-huh.
truck and the diesel
We
in
can do
August.
them a couple of times in the.
How many
2 or
days?
3 times a week.
That's-
There 3 times a week
Well, that,
anyway.
okay.
Okay.
How many days?
But I
That
got
was for
three
the whole
days.
month.
Maybe
was
One
on
day,
this
because he
budget,
hurt his
yeah.
hand, he'd take it back.
Yeah.
Really.
So we would need it to do the whole city, if we could have get this truck from them, the whole city, how many days a week?
Twice.
Twice, 2 days a
If we
week?
could if we could get the dumpsters,
Okay.
not maybe all of them, but at least twice a week, that would say, if we get the commercial dumpsters and the ones on the lot, at least twice a week, maybe, that would, right, Stanley, am I wrong?
Excuse me, now.
If they could come up here and get the commercial dumpsters and the lot and the rollaback at least twice a week, that would handle it, wouldn't it? Maybe the rollaback once a week.
I could probably fill that up in about 3 days.
Okay, so at least the minimum would be twice a week, the commercial dumpsters and the rollback.
Now, that's gonna cover Bridhaven,
Well, that's commercial. I mean, I say
Well, I mean,
commercial,
three
I
times a
mean,
week.
yeah.
Gridhaven's 3 times a week right now.
Oh, is it?
They usually have them full about every.
And Hardee's?
Well-
Hardee's. Well, Hardee's, you can really, they're a big dumpster up there, they can go at least
We sure do, we don't need
two,
to.
two of them.
How many times has the Packer been down this year roughly?
That, when we took it to Worldwide,
Yeah, how many times have you had to go without the Packer, roughly how many weeks?
we went, what was that last time, about a week last time.
What did you do in that time period?
I used a rollback, and they would come up and got everything but Hardee's.
What's the
What
say?
the guys would do is Hardee's and Gridhaven, they'd go down there and hand unload it
Yeah.
and bring it up there and we put it in the thing.
And that'd be
I
the
don't want them to
simplest,
hand
is-
unload, no.
Pardon?
The simplest thing, it sounds like, is if you have Red Haven, you have 3 commercial dumpsters, Hardee's, Red Haven, and the nursing home, that Everett's truck won't dump for you. And,
Not, Gridhaven's fine, they can dump Gridhaven.
okay,
College and Hardee's.
But Fred Haven's gotta go, what, 3 times a week versus you only can get the truck twice?
Sometimes we only get it once.
well, if it's two or 3 dumpsters that we need to get, and then you've got to
If they would
use
stop and give
Everett's
it to
truck,
us,
they can, trust me, you use it cheaper than you use ours. And,
On the EPA radar, yeah.
we
Been on there.
dump those 2 or 3 dumpsters for you, and then get you a roll-off box, so you can take care of whatever you needed otherwise, like you have in the past. That'll solve, that'll get you by until you get your new truck. It sounds like you probably have it in 2 weeks to a month, and we can help you.
Well, see,
Matter of fact, I'll even call these people too to see how, make sure that's what.
I guess the simplest thing, the way we're understanding it is, you know, you need help at least with a couple of dumps.
yeah,
We're up here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday anyway.
Yeah.
But the easiest thing I can tell you, if you can get Everett's truck, great. If you can't, let us know the day before.
And you can do
And
it.
tell us who you want us to dump, and, you know, we'll make every
Okay.
effort to get it.
It does.
Send us a bill.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's right. We
That sounds,
understand.
that
Yeah.
sounds
and
good.
we're here to help you in any
I know,
way we can.
and we sure appreciate y'all, but now I personally, and I'm sure the other council members have, that, you know, they just want to keep
We
the
wanna keep our
services in
city.
the community, because it looks like the community is just going. As long as we can afford it, and we can, the way we did the
According
figures,
to the figures.
so.
Well, I mean, we're not against that.
Yeah.
We're- like I
But I
told
want you to
first
understand why it's not you.
No.
we understand.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying
We
to,
do, we're here to, that's why
Yeah.
that's why we provide the
Yeah.
service for the county, is so that we can offer solutions and.
And I do want to say that the people that I've talked to that you all provide services to and stuff, no, I've not heard one single
Oh, no.
complaint. You all do an excellent
no,
job.
I haven't either, and when I
Um,
said, I talked about those
Yeah.
people the other night,
They don't want to lose
I,
the
you
service.
know, you know, it wasn't you all that I was talking about. It was just a service that they did
Well,
for a year.
there's a difference between our corporation and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Is that we want to be in the rural areas, and we understand that we provide the service. That's how we get paid. The bigger companies, they want to be in the metropolitan areas where they think they're big dollars and that stuff. We're here just to provide a service. And I think, based on what we told you about what we pay, we expect to keep our employees. We don't want to keep changing people either, so.
Yeah.
I personally think that we should have them pick our garbage up and then do whatever while we're doing this. Because I'm personally don't want to see garbage not picked up and sit for kids
Well, see,
and.
if we get the one from Everett's, that's the way we've done it before, though,
Well,
Carl.
but now,
But-
like Stanley said, we can't get Everett's truck. when
All
we
the
need
time,
it.
yeah. It's just whenever it's
busy down there.
available.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why we talking about the drop dumpsters.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the simplest thing is to put the roll off out there, you fill it up, if you get Everett's truck, fine.
Yeah.
If you
If not, it's
don't,
still sitting there.
If it's
Yeah.
not, can you take care of it for us?
He said to call the day before.
I think he said Monday, Wednesday.
we're up here
Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I mean, if you want us to schedule
You
to
can't
get
do that.
to college and stuff, or.
See, since you're already up here, why not?
See what
I mean,
Stanley said they could.
let them get it.
To add all the residential stuff needs to be tough.
yeah. But I'm talking about
What you said?
what you're talking about,
Yeah.
the commercial part. Let
That's
you
what
go
I was
ahead and
talking
get
about,
it.
Yeah,
commercial
didn't you
part
say
of
that-
roll-offs.
If we couldn't get the truck, you could pick it up in the truck and put it in these things they're talking about?
The
Is that what-
rollback,
Yeah.
that's what we done.
Yeah,
before.
see, so,
Yeah.
The only thing with that is where it's commercial garbage, it's heavier and you risk having back injuries.
no, we were talking about residential.
Yeah.
If we couldn't get the
Oh, okay.
truck, that's what we were, no. We were talking about residential.
We're not going to Red Haven and picking it up.
No.
Off the dumpsters no more.
Just be the
No,
houses.
We don't want that done anyway.
Brett had-
See, I-
Past
One
coming
on
in.
the right.
Well,
We need to
You
take
that
vote
needs to
on
be
that.
done
You
right
need to
now.
just make a
Yeah.
decision
Mhm.
and let them go.
Motion
Yeah, ready
to
to
buy
go.
this
I had to
and to
dump it in the
get,
We just
And
need
let
to
them take the
understand
garbage out.
how we can help you. I mean,
Well, until we get a dumpster,
Yeah.
I mean, until we get a truck, you got the roll-offs and what we've been doing, and they pick up, I understand you do the roll-offs, and we
Yeah,
get,
yeah, we're the only provider in the county right now with roll-off trucks.
So
and
somebody
we,
make
they
a
bill
motion
us,
for
we
that.
pay them, I.
Can I get that
So we
tomorrow?
go.
Can
I
I get
make
a
a mo-
rollback tomorrow? Is that all
Well,
right with you?
let's see what. the
Wait,
council
Yvonne-
decides here.
Yvonne's-
If one
I make a
thing-
motion that we purchase a 20-yard packer, is that what it's called, garbage packer? For
Speak
130.
slow, okay? Just slow down, let her write it as you go, okay?
Okay.
We, I gave you a copy too.
Just
20 yards,
20 yards
dumpster.
diesel.
Yes.
So, I can read it if you want.
No, go ahead,
Uh,
Yvonne.
For the cost of $131,479.05.
Or approximately, or, you know.
Well, yeah, that-
fluctuations.
Approximately,
Yeah.
just in case.
Put down
I got 131.
131.47, yeah,
131,479.
say approximately, 'cause
Yeah.
it might be.
Estimated.
Approximately or estimated.
Estimated, would be better.
Well, yeah, in the county.
Okay.
And to check with Everett's about renting or having to pick up from, what did we decide?
Well, if we can't get the Everett's truck,
They can look when they're back in.
We've got to have another plan B on that.
yeah, if we can't get the Everett's truck, the Everett's truck would be the first option. If the first option of Everett's truck doesn't work, then we go with Waste Connections to pick up our garbage.
Roll off.
The
Yeah,
residential,
they
and
said
they're
that
gonna
they would
pick
pick
up
it
the
up.
commercial, be sure
Well,
to say, and let
continue
them-
like you always did.
That's the way it's always
going
been
with that.
done.
And pick up they'll pick up the commercial also.
And then go
Waste
on with the
management.
Option for the rollback.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
put that in your motion.
Yeah, the rollback is an option also.
Can you tell us what you're currently charging for the commercial? I mean,
Like per dog?
It's very.
That's what we said. We just actually talked.
How many times, you talking about like each individual,
yeah, I mean,
like commercial, I mean? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, that's the thing we need to work out is a price that we
Well,
understand.
we could show you
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
We've got an
know.
ordinance with it drawn out in it.
we're not opposed to doing work for you, but you know, at the same
Yeah.
time, everybody.
You gotta make money.
Well,
Yeah,
we
It
understand.
depends on how many days a week they pick it
we
up and
understand
stuff
that,
like
and we
that.
just want to try to be fair at, you know.
Would you settle for the same price that we're collecting from them?
Well, Mayor,
Well,
I'd
now
love
wait.
to, I would love to say yes, but I mean,
It may not,
Well, well, wait a minute,
where we're in
Mayor.
this situation, we may have to pay him a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're
he
not-
may
we're
give
not
us
It's a
trying to
short-term,
hold
so
you
we
to
can
it.
afford to
He
do
may
it.
give us a cheaper rate than what
Well,
it is too.
I usually in
Yeah,
that
that's
case,
true.
Aren't you charging like $40 a dump or something like that?
No,
It-
it
Yeah,
varies.
it's about $40 a ton.
no,
No, he's talking about the Brent
each time
Haven
you dump
and
it.
the.
Well,
Yeah, now we
yeah.
do that sometimes for like an extra pickup.
oh, okay.
Yeah, now you'll have to look at the ordinance, because it's based on a 4 or 6 yard, and how many times a week it's picked up. So we can let you look at that, we have an ordinance on it.
I've got some of those figures right here,
Oh, okay.
if you want them. 4-yard dumpster, 1 day's $96, 2 days $192, 3 days $288.
And I think your residential rate is about the same as ours.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We gotta get the money on the
And the
commercial.
6-yard is 1 day
sent you a copy.
144, and 2 days $288, and 3 days $432, and keeps going, so.
I didn't have Carla's email address, so I couldn't send it to her.
We can
Okay,
give them a
She
copy.
may have
let's
it.
go back to her motion. How about reading the motion, okay?
Made a motion to purchase a 20-yard diesel packer. Estimated cost $131,479.
And we need to stop there from this company here?
Waste management, yeah.
No.
Oh, that,
Oh, the
Oh.
municipal equipment.
I mean, okay. Put that in the motion, okay?
Well, this company can do you a state contract, that's what makes the
It's got a
difference.
2% discount, I mean, 5% state discount.
Check with the Everett first option, and if they can't follow through, go through Waste Connection, and also go with the rollbacks.
God, we forgot about David still on
They'll,
the
they'll
phone.
pick
If
up
I'd have known,
the
if I'd known Daddy would use this, I don't know. Miss-
Bredhaven and Hardee's, and we'll use
Thank
the
you.
rollbacks for the rest of the
Wait,
residents.
this is on a motion to buy the truck, okay? Let's stay with that
She
right
read
now.
that,
Well,
I'm just
let's,
commenting on it.
well, that's not in the motion. The prices and things are not in the motion. We're just talking about buying the truck right now, okay?
yeah.
Yes.
So, and read the motion again, okay?
Made a motion to purchase through municipal equipment a 20-yard diesel packer, estimated cost $131,479. Check with the city of Everett's first
No,
option.
wait a minute.
Oh, that's how she said,
What are we checking with the city of Everett for?
to let them do
The residential.
The truck.
To
The
get
res-
the truck from, to
To
lease the
use,
truck.
to
No, we
use,
don't need to put that in this, okay?
This is just to purchase the truck.
That's all we want to do here.
Okay,
A
on this
20-yard
one.
packer.
Before you go to motions and stuff, based on what, some of the numbers you read off, it's like 5 something a yard, that you're getting. How about we, 5.75, something like that, we'd like $6.
Per yard.
Per yard. So if you call us and tell us that you want us to dump 1 6-yard, it would be $36 for that pickup that day. Is that reasonable to everybody?
You
I
can't-
mean,
per yard.
you cannot beat that at Kroger's, as I
You
said.
know,
Not only that,
it's the same thing, on the roll-off, we can just charge the county rates.
Right.
Okay.
This is just more or
Yeah.
less a rough estimate.
But this way you've got something to put in your motion that you're gonna do.
Yeah, 'cause
and
it
You're
may
gonna
be-
tell us
Maybe more.
how many
because I-
dumpsters you want us to pick up. And
How many times?
yeah, and then that way,
Why don't you just say mark the
Because
price?
we'll need another motion to that effect.
yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
change
I
your
just
motion and
wanted
just
to
say
throw
that
that out there.
20-yard packer with.
So now we got the truck, took care of it.
No, we need to
doesn't
finish
work.
reading the motion on the truck, okay?
Three times
Everything else,
already.
this is just for the truck. I want to get this
Yes.
out of the
Yeah.
way, okay?
She's read it 3 times already.
But let us finish.
Can I look
to
at
make
your
sure we
quote
got
there
it
you just
correct,
made?
okay?
And just give you, it would just give you an idea.
And not put
It's the only
anything,
thing you need on
rollbacks,
it.
nothing like that in this. So that has nothing to do with buying the truck.
Okay, that has to be a separate motion.
Made a motion to purchase through municipal equipment a 20-yard diesel packer, estimated cost $131,479.
Okay, the motion has been read. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Okay, you got the motion made, Big Long. Okay, roll call vote.
Barrett,
Yes.
Bush,
Yes.
Dixon. I don't know if he's still on. Can we take one from him?
David.
David, do you want to go and purchase the new packer? Okay.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
If he stayed on there that whole time,
She had-
he needs a vote.
She had her ear way down there.
He has to abstain anyway. He can't.
Yeah, because he ain't really here.
He's not here present.
He's here, but he ain't here.
But at least we know he's
In spirit.
agreeable.
He's here.
That's teamwork,
Yeah,
letting him know.
That's it. He's been so good.
Elliot,
Yes.
Gillum,
Yes.
Graham,
Yes.
and Raleigh.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carried, and we'll go ahead and make arrangements. I'll make a call and start negotiating a deal. And I'm gonna ask him if what kind of a price he'll give us for that old truck. Because
Like a trade-in? I don't
He
know.
ain't gonna give you nothing, I can tell you that.
well, if he does, it'd be worth something. But
So,
Better than that.
it would be, I think it would be nice if he would send some of his mechanics up here just to look at that truck and see if he can fix it get it fixed real cheap, because now they'll send mechanics for nothing, you wouldn't have to pay them.
He did tell us that, and he did tell us that he would probably just give us about $3,000 for that truck.
Say that
That-
again, say it again.
He said that he would probably just give us, was about 3,000 for that
Yeah,
truck.
but he-
Not even enough to,
And
the cars are worth more than
Yeah,
that.
I mean, but anyway,
They got more than that,
they
ain't
would
they?
be willing to look
Yeah,
at, send their
$6,000
mechanics that work
yeah.
on the trucks to look at and see if it's fixable to use as
Yes.
backup.
What kind of warranty do these people usually have on their?
Well, that's what we was just getting ready to tell you. Standard warranty is gonna be 1 year.
He went over the warranty with us too.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything. The truck itself looks like a reasonable truck. What we would suggest that you do is maybe authorize an extra 10 to 11,000. You can buy extended warranties for the transmission and engine parts and stuff. The body itself, not so much, or the hydraulics, but it's probably well worth its while. If the transmission goes out after 1 year, extra $10,000 for the extended warranties has definitely covered the cost of that transmission. So,
But now, he did tell us it depended on the company that made that,
Yeah.
that product, said
Yeah.
it was different warranties according to what was on the
well,
kit.
you got the Allison
That's what I'm
transmission,
asking, yeah.
that's the extended warranty on theirs, and then you got the Peterbilt itself's you can get an extended warranty.
One of them has more warranty.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking it was the Peterbilt one.
But
believe it was.
most of them is,
Probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would
So,
be
I mean,
'cause
but you still want to go out, and like I said, just from our standpoint, we would suggest that you authorize to go maybe 10, 12,000 higher than what you're at right now, and check on the other extended warranties, because you might
we'll
can
give
get
the
out
mayor the
to.
option
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah,
What would be the brand name of the truck? Ford, she'll look at it?
that one right there, that quote right there is a Peterbilt with
And that's a big
a
warranty.
Cobra new way body on it. And it's a decent truck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we just wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a winch. It's got the winch. It don't have the reeving cylinder. If from my standpoint, I mean, from a safety standpoint, if you can get one with a reeving cylinder hookup instead of the winch,
I'm getting.
it's a little better.
Hey, Stan, she's making you guys a copy. Both
Oh.
of you.
I mean, if
Well,
this is the
see-
route you want to go, we're.
This is not necessarily the way I understand it. This is just one that they have on the lot.
They
You don't
have on the lot.
necessarily have to go with
Yeah,
this. You see what I'm saying? It's just,
That's why we use
it's
the
just
word
like an
estimate.
estimate.
Yeah,
It's giving you an idea.
but like I said,
You want me, before I make the deal, I'll come back to the council and you guys.
Okay, we'll leave that to you.
but I would ask them about, like I said, reeving cylinder hookup for the dumpsters versus that cable. The cable is,
Get that name?
No cable.
Yeah.
well, but
Still have a cable, it's just one drum.
yeah, it's not that rotary type that can strip and,
Yeah.
See,
so
that
it's
was one of
more
the prices cost
safety.
that you're not aware of, that cable broke on that one about 6 weeks ago, wasn't it, Stan?
Not been that long. I had to go down the hall and get a cable.
But it still kind of has a cable, but it's not, when you roll it up on that thing and it pulls and it stretches and stuff, this kind of keeps it steady tension whenever you're doing stuff. And from a safety standpoint, I would suggest it. I mean, you don't have
Not
to.
nothing getting the kink in the
Yeah,
stainless steel.
yeah.
And once it does, it's gonna snap.
So
What was the name of that best one?
it's called a reeving cylinder.
Spell it.
Reevens?
REEBING.
REEBING.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cylinder.
Yeah, just tell them you want the option on the pickup.
REBB.
Or a BB, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, the
We do
reading
business with
preferred.
yeah.
So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
familiar with them?
Oh, yeah. Larry, and then whenever,
Yeah.
whenever you asked us about buying your truck, that's
Yeah.
one of the people we would have come in
Yeah,
to give
well,
us
see,
a price. So, I mean,
we know that he can go through the state contract, we
Yeah.
don't have to bid out, that's what we like about that.
Yeah.
We can get it faster.
So do we need to do anything else to make sure,
Not for the truck. You
Yeah.
can have
but
it.
for the garbage, I
well,
mean?
you got to do that after that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a question too, like at the end of your all's day, when you make your dumps out of your truck, do you all like spray them, do anything, some kind of maintenance at the end of the
Well,
day?
we try
Because
to
we
wash
need
the
to keep
trucks
this
weekly.
brand new one spotless.
The problem is,
I mean,
if
even though-
you can't,
You can't get lackadaisy on your maintenance.
well, you can't do that, but as far as cleaning, you can't go in there and spray out the inside
Right.
without having it going into a collection system.
Right, right.
You can't just go out and spray it on the ground and on the inside of the truck. Now, you can spray the outside down, but
I just make sure we make
Well, let
the
me
life
ask
of
you
this
this.
one really last.
When you say like a collection system, what, do you all do your vehicles like
That's why I
that?
say I thought we needed a new one. It's fine.
This
What kind of collection system are you
Well,
talking
you
about?
got, we,
Wash your hands with a collection where it goes to,
Yeah.
and then
It's just like
the
your regular
holding
family
tank that's
car,
all
it's gonna
off.
wear out.
like for you guys, probably city sewer, as long as you make sure you're covering the, you know, the fluids in there and stuff. Cause you, no matter how long, you get a new truck, eventually the cylinders are gonna start seeping.
Right.
I mean, and that contaminates water and stuff, and I'm sure your city sewer has got some guidelines about how much contamination, so you gotta be careful. Like with us, same thing with the leachate. I mean, when you clean it, when you dump the stuff, you bust the bags open. So there's
Yeah.
fines and stuff. A lot of it's gonna have high metal content. So I mean, that's the stuff.
When
just
you
have-
service your equipment, do you use a certified mechanic?
well, all our,
We have an ASC certified mechanic in our shop. They're-
Okay, yeah, certified. So not just
And
anybody can tell you
I
how
know you
that
have to
works.
be certified to work on these vehicles, that's,
Larry
We've
can
got-
tell you a recommended service
we've got
center.
people
How
to be
the other
certified.
If we do
We
everything.
really do right now.
It's working already.
And Coach, I think, follow his guidelines that he gives you,
Right,
have him go over with these guys.
I get you.
Just do what he tells you.
yeah, I mean, but do be prepared that if you're gonna get this truck, you definitely need to fix your old one as a backup because you're gonna need it.
yeah.
Because these
And
new
I-
engines are horrendous.
And I'd be willing to tell you, you're gonna need that truck at least one time a month. And be prepared for tow bills.
For what now?
The new emissions on these trucks, the EGR coolers and all.
Because once they go down, you're gonna have to tow them to Middlesboro.
Well, that's the same thing like your new cars you buy nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, the diesel's worse.
I mean, you know.
Truck's bad.
So that might be one of the things you wanna
They
go
don't
ahead
make
and
anything
do,
like
is
they
cut a
used
deal
to.
with a towing company to
We need to
Get
get
you a
on to
good
that
rate.
final,
Yeah.
motion about immediate needs. We've discussed it, who's gonna do what about the dumpsters.
Do we need to do we make a motion?
Yeah, we need a motion on how we're gonna handle the dumpsters, who's gonna handle it, and,
I'd like to make a motion to let Waste Management pick up the commercial garbage. Am I saying this right? The commercial,
Well, just those two places.
the
The ones that.
commercial dumpsters.
the commercial
And we
dumpsters
can't pick it
that we can't pick up,
and do the
and
rest.
ask Everts if we can use their truck, and then if
2 days a week.
2 days a week, if possible. If they're not available, we ask Waste Management if they can do
Waste
it.
Connection.
Waste Connection, Waste Connection, I'm sorry.
Use the roll off.
Okay, we'll,
What all you said, Carl. You don't even.
Everett's
know what all you
first, is that what you're saying now?
Just make it.
Yeah, we contact Everts and use their truck if it's available.
You got that? For the purpose of emptying the dumpsters.
Yeah,
Commercial
empty,
dumpsters.
right.
We'll contact the
Everett.
city of Everett. To get their truck, to rent their truck.
Right,
It will be rental too.
And the
okay.
ones they can't pick up, with Waste Connection.
Connection do.
And he already
And do
gave
the
us the
roll-off.
price on the commercial. He said $6 a yard, didn't he? He already gave us the price.
At $6 a yard on the,
Then finish it. In the event Everett is not available, we'll contact Waste Connection. Who has agreed to,
be the backup.
who has agreed to charge $6
Yeah.
a yard to pick up the empty dumpsters. That's not restricted to 1 or 2 dumpsters. Let's just say the empty dumpsters, okay?
Yeah.
It's whatever you need on that
I've
day.
got, let us
I
know a
put on
day
there the
ahead
ones that
so that we know what
Everett's
we're
can't
to
pick
plan
up.
for. Or how many trucks.
Got approximately 29 dumpsters.
Just give them a day's notice.
Yeah, I mean,
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
it's our normal days. Now, if you need us to come up an additional day, We would really have to check our schedule and see if we can do it, I think, at that point in time.
That'd be fine, I think, those days.
I do too.
Any additions to that then?